Hi students, then we have to discuss the structure of eye. It is the simple structure of our eye. What are the parts? Lens, it is the central part. Then cornea, there is the outer covering. Cornea is the outer covering of this eye, and it is the transparent material at the center portion. Cornea is the transparent material at the center portion. Then iris, it is this part, and ciliary muscles. Ciliary muscles helps to contract the lens. Ciliary muscles are connected to the eye lens, and the iris is at the center portion. This is a ring-like structure. Okay, these are the main parts. Then optic nerve. Okay, explain the structure and part of our eye. Eye is an important sense organ in our body, and it has a roughly spherical shape, almost a spherical shape. Okay, then parts. First one, cornea. It is the outer part, cornea. It's a transparent and white outer coating of our eye. It is strong so that it can protect the interior part of our eye from an accident. Okay, it helps to protect our eye. Then second part is iris. It is a dark muscular structure behind the cornea. Iris is the dark structure of our eye behind the cornea. It is the second part of our eye. It's a ring-like structure. You can see in your eye. Okay, it's a ring-like structure, but in two-dimensional we can only draw like this. Okay, it's a ring. Then pupil. The small opening is called the small opening in the iris is called the pupil. It is the central opening of our eye. It is the central opening of our eye. That is pupil. This opening is called the pupil. Then the size of the pupil is controlled by iris. The opening can be adjusted by this iris. The color of iris gives identification. It's also an identification. It also controls the amount of light enter into our eye. It also helps to control the light enter into our eye. Then ciliary muscles. It helps to adjust the focus of lens. It helps to adjust the focus of lens, contract and liberation. Ciliary muscles contract and liberate to adjust the focus of lens. Then lens. It is the main part of our eye to focus the object into retina. By adjusting the focus of this lens, you can focus this object into retina. It is the retina. Okay, the outer part is called retina. And another part is retina. Retina exists at the back side of our eye. Retina is a layer of nerve cells on the back of the eye. These are nerve cells. Okay. Retina is a layer of nerve cells on the back of our eye. Then optic nerve is the last portion. Optic nerve. It helps to transmit the signals from nerve cells to brain. These nerve cells, this optic nerve helps to pass the signals from the nerve cells to the brain. Okay. So these are the parts of our eye. Then what are the two kinds of nerve cells? There are mainly two kinds of nerve cells are present in our retina. First one is cone cells and another one is rod cells. Cone cells and rod cells. You can see the figure of cone cells and rod cells here. Then cone cells, these are sensitive to bright light and also sense colors. Cone cells helps to identify bright light and also it sense colors. Nerve cells sense colors. If there is a deficiency of cone cells in our retina, then we cannot identify the color of objects. Okay, so cone cells helps to identify the color and the bright light. Okay, then rod cells, these are sensitive to dim light. You can identify things in dim light by the help of rod cells. Then what is blind spot? There is a portion in our retina. At this portion there is no nerve cells. Okay, blind spot is a junction of optic nerve and retina. It is a junction of optic nerve and retina. At that portion there are no sensory cells. Okay, so vision is not possible at that portion. Okay, so it is the blind spot of our eye. We cannot see objects when the light signals reached at this portion, at that spot is called a blind spot. Then properties of our eye. What are the properties of our eye? Any image or light falls on the retina, and it does not vanish immediately. It persists about 1 by 16th of a second. The image of any object persists in our eye for 1 by 16th second. Okay, it exists for some time in our eye. That property is called persistence of vision. Is an important question. Any object persists in our eye for 1 by 16th of a second. That property is called the persistence of vision. So, if still images of a moving object are flashed onto our eye at a rate faster than 16 per second, then the eye considers this object as moving. How we can create a video? Video is combination of still photos. Okay, so the number of images per second should be larger than 16. In a video, the number of images should be larger than 16. Otherwise, it will appear as images. But the video should be include more than 16 images per second. Commonly, it is about 30 or 25 images per second. In our phone, you can take a video. It is 25 frames per second. That is 25 still images are taken within a second. But for our eye, 16 images should be needed for a video. That is a moving object. Okay. That is an important thing in our eye. It is the property of our eye. Second one, the eyelid provide easy shutout of light when it is not required. Okay, we can close our eye by using our eyelid. It also protect external disturbance. It also helps to protect external disturbance. This is eyelid. Then the most comfortable distance at which one can read with a normal eye is called 25 centimeter. It is the distance of closest approach. The object, I can see this object clearly at a distance of 25 centimeter. Okay, we cannot see at this position. It is a comfortable distance. This about 25 centimeter for our eye. These are the properties of our eye. Then what is cataract? It is an eye disease. Cataract is eye disease, particularly in old age. For such persons, the eyesight becomes foggy due to the change of the lens into cloudy. Okay, the lens of such persons changes into cloudy, then the vision becomes foggy. That property, that disease is called cataract. We can transplant our eye lens for such persons. Okay, transplantation of eye lens is the method to cure cataract. Then what are the different things to care eyes? We need to care our eyes. This is the most sensitive part of our body. Okay. Do not look at the sun or powerful light directly. It will burn our retina. So we must avoid to look directly into sun or powerful light supply. Then never rub your eyes. If you rub your eyes, then it will scratch your eye. Then wash your eyes frequently with clean water. Then always read at the normal distance of our vision. Do not read by bringing the book too close your eyes or keeping too far. Keep your normal distance. Okay, keep a normal distance to read. Okay, then which vitamin is needed for our eyes? Which is the vitamin needed for our eye? Vitamin A. Okay, this is included in eggs, milk, and then cheese, curd, butter, fruits, etc. So vitamin A is needed for our eye for proper vision. Then can identify things for a blind person? There are a lot of persons, they are blind. So how they can identify things? Blind person can identify things by touching and listening to voices more clearly. They develop their other senses more sharply to identify things. However, additional resources can enable them to develop their capabilities further. What are they? What are the optical and non-optical aid for visually challenged persons? Let us study it. Non-optical aids, visual aid, it helps to magnify words. Then tactile aid gives us touching aids. Brilliant languages are also used in this, also included in this tactile aid. It's a classification. Then auditory aid, it includes tape record, then talking devices. They are included in auditory aid for blind persons. Then electronic aid, talking calculator, audio CD, voice boxes. These are the examples for electronic aid. Then optical aid, it includes bifocal lens, contact lens, tint lens, magnifiers, and telescopes. These are optical aids. So for visually challenged persons, we can use non-optical aid and optical aid. Okay, then what is Braille writing system? Is a new system for blind persons. The most popular resource for visually challenged persons is Braille. Braille system has 63 dot structures. It's a new system introduced by Braille. He was a blind person. Okay, it includes 63 dot patterns or characters. Then each character represents a letter, a combination of letter, a common word, or a grammatical sign. Dots are arranged in cells of two vertical rows. It is the Braille system, and it is the examples. The letter C represents like this, and A is represents like this, and T is represents like this. The old alphabets and some common grammatical terms are also introduced by using this Braille system. And is represented like this, comma is represented like this. So a blind person can understand these dots by using their hands. So they can read things. Okay, it's a new system for blind persons.